everyone and welcome back. Last week, if you watched my intro to meal prep video, you might remember that I showed a package of meat that I was going to show how to make beef jerky. So in this video, I'll show you how to make homemade beef jerky, and I'll be using a Traeger pellet grill to make it. First things first, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, I come out with fitness and nutrition videos at least once each week, sometimes 2 to 3. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and make sure that you get updates on when I upload each video. I just want to share from my workout last night that I actually haven't worked on a 1 rep max in several years. Now last night I decided to do 1 rep max on my bench press just to see where I'm at so that I can measure my progress over the next few months. So with some help from a friend to spot me to make sure I didn't injure myself, I was able to do 265 pounds on bench press. Now this isn't as high as my record of 295 a few years back, but this at least shows me where I'm at and tells me how far I need to get to be back to where I was. So last night I went ahead and prepared the beef jerky for today. I let it marinate overnight so that the flavor can soak in really well. As you can see here, I have 3 bags, each labeled with plain, red hot, or Lowry's, so I can do 3 different flavorings. Now what I did to start was I'll put about 1/4 cup of liquid aminos, which I substitute in place of soy sauce. I'll do 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce, and then a cup of water. Now in each of these, that serves as a base. The other ingredients that I'll add will change the flavor based on how I want. So the plain one will have nothing else. The Lowry's will have about a teaspoon of Lowry seasoning to 1/2 tablespoon of Lowry seasoning, depending on the quantity of meat that you're doing. And then the third one, I'll go ahead and put Frank's Red Hot sauce in, which I actually just keep in a Louisiana hot sauce bottle for simplicity since we buy Frank's Red Hot in bulk. Now I'll pour the liquid into the bags first so that as I put the beef jerky in, the meat isn't sticking together and clumping together, which gives you more flavor around the entire piece of meat that you've cut. This meat is a little bit thicker than I normally would have liked. It's between 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. I like to stick around 1/4 inch for the consistency of beef jerky that I like. So I'll cut the beef jerky into strips and then put it into the bags. I'll cut the strips to be about 1 inch wide, and then I'll cut them in half so that I can divide them up into the bags evenly. I'll then stick these in the fridge overnight so that I can start them the next day. So now that we're back here in the morning, I'll go ahead and turn on the Traeger. Once that's ready, set to the smoke setting, I'll throw the beef jerky on and show you how that's done. Alright, so this is where all the magic happens. What I like to do is go ahead and open it up. And you can see I've got quite a bit of use out of this. I need to clean this off. I'll probably do that after my beef jerky video. Now, we just come down here and turn this to smoke, which actually starts it as well. So I leave that open, keep an eye on it for a couple minutes so it gets started. Once it's up to that smoke temperature, we'll go ahead and toss the meat on there. And while we're out here, I just want to show you guys this little garden that I've got. It's not too crazy, but I wanted to get something started this year. I'll end up putting more boxes down here later on in the year, but I've got some jalapeno right here. We got bell peppers, some strawberries with some little guys on there right now, but they're not growing too fast. The basil's doing really well. I've got to cut off those flowers. I should probably use some of that in my jerky. And then this watermelon plant down here is kind of taking over the rest of the floor. But we got some nice flowers on there. Maybe I'll get some watermelon and be able to show you guys some of those. Alright, so now I'm just going to set these on the Traeger pellet grill, laying them next to each other with a little bit of space in between. I wish you guys could smell this right now because it smells amazing. Alright, so the beef has been marinating overnight, probably about 7 or 8 hours now. I've got 3 different flavors. I've got a red hot flavor, we've got a plain flavor, and then I've got Lowry's seasoning. So after these have been marinating, what I'll do is just take each piece out and lay it on a paper towel that is on a plate. A lot of people will tell you that they get all of the liquid out. So they'll actually pat down, maybe press a little bit on the meat just to get some of the liquid out. But I like to keep mine in there because I've discovered that when I'm using this method with the Traeger pellet grill, you don't need to get it all out, and it has a really good texture after you're done cooking it. Alright, so now that I've got these laid out on paper towels, I'll go ahead and take them out to the Traeger, set them on the smoker, and let them sit for about 5 to 6 hours, checking them every so often, and then making sure that they reach the consistency that I like. Sometimes I'll pull some off early, depending on how thick the meat is cut, or if it's inconsistent, or if certain pieces get done faster than others. So let's go put them on the grill. Alright, so as you can see, I've got all my strips on there. We got one flavor up here, got another flavor right here, and the last flavor down here. So we're gonna go ahead and let that sit for about 5 to 6 hours. I'll check it every hour or so just to make sure we're good on pellets and make sure that this is cooking just the way we want it to. So let's check back and I'll show you guys how it turns out. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours. We're still pretty good on pellets here. You can see the smoke coming out of the Traeger. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. That's looking real good there. So we're gonna keep leaving it on, and probably in about another 2 hours it should be ready. Alright, so we're gonna check this now. I think it's probably about done. So yeah, that looks like some really good jerky right there. So this is about what the jerky should look like when it's done. Still got a little bit of a red color to it, but when you tear those pieces apart, we're gonna see that it's actually really done. Really good flavor. So let's go ahead and take these off. Alright, so the beef jerky took only about 4.5 hours this time. It might be because it's hotter outside, less humidity, so it generally cooked faster. But sometimes it takes anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. So this is what it looks like. So I did 3 flavors, one plain, one with Lowry's seasoning, and one with Frank's Red Hot sauce. The Red Hot one turned out pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of kick, but you can taste the flavor in there kind of as an aftertaste, but with a mild flavor while you're eating it. So overall, I cooked about a pound of beef jerky. On the Traeger, I can usually get about 2 pounds on there, but I didn't want to fill the entire thing this go around. So go ahead and comment down below with a flavor of beef jerky you might want to try. I might make it in one of my future videos. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed what you saw. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do fitness and nutrition content weekly. And again, check out my website, johnbarkerfitness.com, which is also down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.